Again, and now we are good. How's everyone doing? How's everyone doing? Yeah, it's on. How's everyone doing? Oof. Still continuing from yesterday. What the heck is this? So, if you were watching the stream yesterday, you see that I was right. I spoke about the Balogun game and how that my prediction is that Balogun was going to win, and he did win, right? it's normal. It's the most normal thing that ever happens. The higher experienced player often survives those things, and mostly when they survive it, they're in a much better position because of how weaker player keeps pushing for the attack. Right? All I think he was in that position is that he was just attacking with the knight and the queen. Okay, he did try and add the rook, but yeah, that was one of the reasons. So yeah, interesting game today is Anwar Bernard versus Orevute Kennedy. The two of my good friends are duking it out against each other. Why disconnected? I clicked this account. What's going on? Okay. So let's take a look at this from move. I don't know why it does this sometimes. Okay. It's sort of like become a King's Indian, right? Okay. Looks pretty good for white here. White has a lot of space and a lot of potential here. If you could ever get something like this in. Very cool. Right. Okay, bishop c8. Okay. How do you continue the attack though? First thing is I see this. I was going to mention something along these lines, but I wasn't going to mention this. I was going to mention this to kick this knight out so that we can get into this outpost. And that was like what I was looking at. If we could play this, push this guy out, and then we have access into these squares. That's where my mind was. And I think I was looking at was here. Now you have 3 attackers. Your opponent has 2 defenders. You can try to defend this way, but then you add the rook AC1. And your opponent doesn't really have anything, right? That was kind of like what I was thinking. But possibly the point of this, I mean, if not for this bishop, I think his point was if I take, I play pawn push. So takes, bishop takes, and then pawn push. Further encroaching on black's territory. But note that he's already sacrificed the pawn. He's already down a pawn. So it's going to be interesting to see how this attack fares. We can play pawn takes, pawn push, queen this way, and then we have to now see what our opponent does. Right. So, I mean, you can take here because you are targeting the knight, so that if this fork comes in, if your opponent takes, you do have something to take as well, right? And it depends, and it could go so many ways here, right? So many ways it could go. But yeah, I don't think it's going to be a good idea to play like after takes to play this instantly. Maybe you'd have to play like something else, like maybe takes, then knight comes in first before you attempt any of those things. Very good. How are you doing? Or maybe you have to come in here. Oh, by the way, very good. You were here yesterday. You know Balogun won, right? The game where he was being attacked mercilessly by the rook and the queen, by the knight and the queen. Like I said, Balogun won that game. Takes is plausible. Oh, we actually just noticed takes just allows this, right? Before even this comes in, which threatens this as well. This just looks good for Bernard in my opinion. I could be wrong. Okay, it does look very good for Bernard, even according to the engine. So I'm looking at takes. Yeah, takes is all I'm looking at. Takes is definitely all I'm looking at. I'm sure he would have preferred if his opponent took, so that after he takes, then he does have these very dangerous pawns being pushed. But at the view of this, maybe that's not what you want. I mean, you could still try and get what you want, but then again, you might lose access to this square. Which is why I want takes first to see what our opponent does. But there are various ideas. For example, like takes here, then you can jump in this way, and now you are threatening something, right? Alongside this move. Basically giving your opponent something to think about. Mm-mm-mm. Yeah, engine is like f takes first or knight d5 first. F take just seems to make sense. Just run. Let's see how he's doing. He's on how many points? 2? 3. That's not bad. Maybe. Maybe. I didn't think it was all bad. He was thinking attack, attack, attack. You can see the engine was not always on the aggressive part, which is what was difficult to see, because some of the engines are just, I'm like, nah, this is not how you are thinking in this position, especially when you're not skilled to understand the position, right? Okay. Huh. You know, these positions are very feeble. Like these kingside positions with this, they are very feeble, and they are very liable to sacrifices. Like if this knight wasn't here, my knight was here, I'm already thinking about this square. Right, so like maybe queen here. Of course, your opponent is going to try and pin you here, but then like you get a3, b4, b5, and this knight moves. I'm already thinking about ideas of sacrificing here. The reason I say is because if you play this, you're going to take immediately. That is what I'm aware of. Huh. I actually just realized that position is actually symmetrical. It's just the queen difference that's existing, but it's okay. It's not really symmetrical. There's a difference. There's an imbalance of pieces here, but in terms of like positioning, it's kind of symmetrical. Always remember, symmetry may be boring. That's in chess. Not all symmetrical positions are drawn, but symmetry may be boring. I actually don't know how to make progress here. That's what I hate about these positions. At this point, all I can see for black is to try and gain some queenside pressure. That's all I can see for him. That's one way to go about it. You are still on the Balogun game. I don't have it in front of me, so I can't really remember it. I can envision the position you're talking about, but I can't envision all the moves beyond that. Yeah, he saw a weak spot. I think was it B8? Was it rook B8 or rook C? I think he played rook C8 rather, right? And there was a weak spot over here that he was targeting, because it was the pawns were like this, and there was a weak spot over here that he was targeting. And he felt that with the knight and the queen and the rook, getting to this square would be key for his attack. But he never actually got to that square, which was like pretty bad, well, pretty sad. And eventually Balogun stabilized, and like we said, Balogun was 2 pawns up. So once Balogun stabilized, all he had to do was just convert into a win. Straight down, you have 2 extra pawns in the end game, which is very unlikely to be a draw in a king and pawn end game, especially with the pass pawns here. Like I mean, So I don't. Uh, it's something you have to learn. I'll have to look at that because the engine's recommendations were crazy for me. Okay, I didn't really look at them, but they seemed crazy to me. So it's definitely one of the videos I'm I'm doing. I was hoping that I would just release one every single day, but it's not like that. He moved the rook from c8 to b8. Oh, then I mean, there was no hope for him here. There was no hope for him here. At least you had a rook here and then a rook here. Those were I think the most favorable positions of the rooks for him. Also, he had a bishop here, which I don't think ever did anything. All those combined would have helped him. A move like this just encourages me to come in this way. And again, like I've mentioned, I'm kind of eager to do something here. The problem I have is that, like, the moment you come in here, he's going to trade off. If your opponent is going to, like, after this and you come in here, your opponent is going to leave you here, I think you can just go for the switch, right? Like, assume this, right? Assume your opponent does nothing here, right? This is quite a strong consideration for white. It may not. Okay, since we are back, I noticed that when I was making the moves were taking long to show, and that's when I realized I probably had disconnected. Knight a5 seems like a waste of time. Yeah, I think his point of knight a5. I'm just trying to demonstrate this first of all. This should be checkmate, but then you have this, and your opponent's king is uncomfortable. So, knight. Oh, he does go a6. I think that's the point of the knight coming in there. I think that's the point of the knight coming in there, right? So that you can plop it in this way. But wait, why all the way back? Again, I get this, but it's not that big of a threat. I think this is a bigger threat. Ooh, you know what I just realized? This is another way of targeting this square. The only problem is that the knight is not on this. This is a much more valuable square for the knight to be in, because of the access to this square. Interesting. How many points is Jeshurun gaining this tournament? 28. I hope he wins this one and then maybe draws the next one so that he can reach 1700. That would be very nice. They should keep gaining the rating so that I can take it from them. I'm still bringing up this thing as well. I'm training. I'm not training. Wish I was. Wait, who? Who's streaming apart from Itonsi? Okay. B3 will make all that maneuvering useless. Why? Ah, yes. You know, I was thinking about B3 for black. Yeah, B3 for white does make all that maneuvering useless. I mean, but that's part of chess, right? Sometimes you have an idea, your opponent tries to stop it, and most, I think, good chess players will try and make something good out of that, right? Out of that pawn move. Sometimes that's the point. You again, where I get you is that it's too much of a commitment for just one move, right? I get that aspect, but sometimes maybe it's necessary. I mean, let me see. The game has already ended. Yeah, so this is basically what you're saying. Who knows? Maybe allowing your opponent to move here stops something. Who knows? But I don't think you're missing anything. I just huh. Hmm. Let me leave this position to the players to think about. I don't want to think about symmetrical positions. Those are very annoying positions to think about. That's why I don't like playing symmetrical positions. I can play it, but I mean I don't like it. One of the things I'm worried about when I stream is that because I talk, I give people an insight into my chess understanding. So I feel like if anybody cares enough and they watch these streams, if I play against them over the ball, they'll win. Like they can play against me, sort of. But then again, I'm like, nah, like chess skill is chess skill, right? If I understand what I'm doing, it doesn't matter if I feel uncomfortable. I feel uncomfortable. But I've had many situations where it seems like my opponent's playing against me and I did pretty fine, right? John Bartholomew even said the same thing. He was like, you would think that because he has shown majority of his lines in his long play games, people should know how to beat him. Nah, there's a difference. I think there's a problem with this board because I don't think this is a position you think this long in. So, wow. Hey, Oladapo versus Mariano. Let's see. This is the King's Indian attack, if I remember. I remember some lines with Bobby Fischer when I was studying his games in the past. He played this, I forgot the name of his opponent, but there was a series of games where he kept playing the King's Indian attack, or either that or I'm mistaking it for something else. And it was pretty interesting, the ideas he was going for. Anyways. Yes. Okay, we've had a 2000 rated player before, but we need to get one again. Right? We are at this rating cap, which makes it very difficult. Like it's I mean, so mostly it's Olympiad, Waka, sorry, Olympiad, Zone 4.2, ACC, that we are able to like meet these guys and gain the rating so that we can bring it back to Ghana and then we can feast. You know? We can feast. We need multiple, exactly the point I'm trying to make. I feel like there are many players in Ghana who could easily be 2200, but the limit that we have is the problem. But Kennedy told me something. He said that if I travel to Nigeria and stay there for like, let's say 1 month training chess, it says your chess skill will really jump up. And he gave examples of Ghanaians who, again, I've forgotten their name, that's how I mentioned it. He gave examples of Ghanaians who traveled to Nigeria, played 1 or 2 tournaments. Ajavon was one of them, if I remember. He went there, played like some 1 or 2 tournaments and came back. And it's like the climate there is quite hard. There's always something on the line. If you don't have money, then they'll buy a bag of water. Anytime you lose, you have to drink the water. He was telling me all these wonderful stories. I was like, hey, I have to travel to Nigeria. These positions, I get them and I don't get them at the same time. But anyways, it's fine. Obviously, the target is here. But of course, coming here now is just a waste of time, right? Because let's just say your opponent allows you. There's no way you're coming here. I mean, but you guys, the new generation, like why we go? If you not accept it, it's inevitable. You are the new folk. We are the old guys. So you new folk can easily get a 2000 rate. I mean, I don't know if it's. I don't know how to put it, but yeah. Let me open this. What was I looking for? Twitch. Yeah, of course. Oh, it's good. You accept it. Someone else said, no, I'm not. My brother keeps fighting with me that I'm Gen Z, and I'm like, bro, I'm not. And unfortunately, internet's like Gen Z is 1997, and that's exactly where I am. I'm a center at this point. Eh? Oh my god. You know, Mariana has this strange style of accepting pressure when he's playing as black. I don't know if he's going to do that exactly the same thing here. And again, I hope I'm not mistaking his game for someone else. But there's someone who, whenever he's playing as black, he always plays these uber passive positions and ends up counter-attacking, which is interesting. Almost a symmetrical position. You're going to hear me say symmetrical a lot today. If there's one thing you learn about symmetry, the stronger player always wins. Like the player who understands symmetrical positions always wins. Like just no, one who understands technical play in chess. I'm ancient at this point. Oh, I thought I said I'm Ascent. I thought Ascent was like you are correct. Okay. It's very sad, but yeah. When you're in Ghana and then the children start greeting you, it's a sign that you're an old man. So if you're in Ghana and want to know that you're young or you're old, all you have to do is look at the kids. The kids always greet you when you are old. The kids always get up and allow you to sit down when you are old. So when you're in a like a bus or a car or whatever, and like you don't have a place to sit and none of the kids are getting up for you, it's a sign that you are young. But then when you get into a car and the child is like, oh sir, come and sit down, or oh dad, come and sit down, it's a sign that you're old. And that's what's happening to me recently. Hey Aka, how you doing? I have come to realize that Aka is a lecker, but Aka doesn't want to just lick. He wants me to know that he's here. So Aka will be like, hey bro, and I'll be like, oh hi Aka, how you doing? And Aka just goes off. It's like he's signing attendance. I'm not against it, I'm just saying I've noticed it about Aka. He's like, hey bro, then he just licks. And I can tell sometimes, right? I can tell sometimes. You can tell when people join the stream and when people leave the stream. It doesn't tell you who joins and who leaves, but you can kind of tell, right? When Worry Gold is around, there's a consistent, like, you can tell when certain people are around. So I've marked your attendance. You are correct. Yeah, you are present. Sorry, I've marked you present. It's good to know you're around. It's definitely good to know you're around. I'm correct. Yeah. It's good to know you're around. I appreciate the support. You have no idea. I want to see what's going to happen. Normally, when a position doesn't make sense to me, I just want to see the next move. When I see the next move, then it gives me a clearer and this thing. Yeah, you do. I just want to know what the idea is, and maybe I can figure it out from here. Because here, I don't know. I don't know if he wants to go this way and then flow this way, or if he wants to go this way, sacrifice and then try something on this line. I don't know. There are myriad of possibilities. So I want a more concrete move. That's what I'm trying to say. I want a more concrete move to give an analysis on the position. Oh boy. Yeah, and also he's a slow player. He's like the Topalov. I think that's his name. Oh, but did you guys hear that Hans Niemann dropped out of the freestyle chess, the freestyle Grand Prix last minute? I don't know why he did that though. I don't know if it's because of the recent, like, you know, Magnus Carlsen went to Joe Rogan. I think somebody else spoke on that issue. I think two people have spoken on that issue. King's Indian attack, as far as I'm concerned. I don't know why, but mostly when the criticisms come in, he really turns off Niemann, I mean. Which is very, I mean, for me it's kind of painful because I was following Hans Niemann long before he became that known in the news. Like, I used to be encouraged by him because I think at the time was like 13 or something. when I started watching his games. And I kind of like the guy because what motivated me was that he said he was self-taught. I later on realized that he had a coach, but I don't know exactly. I've forgotten exactly when he got the coach, right? But he said he was self-taught. You know, I think what Niemann started doing the right thing in that he stopped arguing and started trying to prove his skill over the board. I think he should stick with that. You know, I think I heard there was this. I don't know. You can either confirm or deny. There was a chess grandmaster or something many years ago who was accused of cheating. So he said that so the next time he came for the tournament, the next day he came for the tournament, he just wore, I think, a singlet and boxers, just to prove that he's not cheating. He came to the tournament and all he wore was a singlet and boxers. I don't know if that's true or something. Let me check. It could also be that he has genuine personal reasons, but I don't know. When you look at his play, you can't say that he's cheating or he's not cheating. I don't know. Maybe he just has this unconventional style of playing. I realize when he plays principal chess, it seems to help him more than when he plays these unconventional styles. Again, this is from an 1800s perspective. I feel like he plays against traditional chess chess rules, I would say, like what we call like the Russian style of chess, right? Again, sometimes when you look at his games, what you think is the right positional move, he plays an anti-positional move. Oftentimes, I don't know if it helps him more than it destroys it, but I think when he plays principal chess, he does very well. I don't know. Take it with a grain of salt. I mean, one day we'll figure it out. Definitely a way to discover cheating in chess will be figured out. It's difficult, yes, but definitely it will be figured out. I believe so. We don't know who is going to release the technology that's going to support that, but definitely it's going to come out. And when it does come out, we'll know. Yeah, I mean that time that was crazy. Yeah, the time that they turned off the engine and then he was supposed to sit down and give the analysis. I don't know, but there was this video, I think, when he was 13 or 16, and he was very articulate. He was able to articulate his ideas very well. I just want him to come out of all this, you know. I want him to prove himself. That's basically what I want from him. We don't know who's right or who's wrong, but since I've grown to like him from watching him in the earlier stages, I just have this hope that he comes out of it and he establishes himself as a good player. What would hurt me is if the allegations are actually true. That's actually what would hurt me. My mind is not that he's cheating. I just think that yes, he did make mistakes, but yeah. Someone's going to be like, what? You support him? I mean, I've grown up watching the guy. I'm older than him by almost a decade, but I've grown up watching the guy and I kind of like him, so I wish he does well. Yeah, he's now to 2700. I think we need to put into context what pressure he was at the time. Yes, I think so as well. I mean, I just beat Magnus Carlsen, right? I think any of us who beat Magnus Carlsen would not be able to explain. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying, Aka. I want him to be legit because I've watched him a lot. You know, you've supported someone. Like, there are some people who are going to, hopefully, if this channel becomes, or when this channel becomes very big, there are going to be people who are watching this channel and they'll grow a certain admiration for you, right? And to share that your whole skill and everything is based on a lie, it kind of messes with you. Do you get it? Yeah. So the whole point is that I was inspired because I also didn't have a coach and he too didn't have a coach. So his story was something that I really like. loved following. So I do want him to be legit for my own sake, not more so for my own sake than for his sake, right? Because it's like I had this notion that if you don't have a coach in chess, you are really going to struggle, which is, I mean, true to some extent, right? Most of us are self-taught. Clinton, Toby, Akins. No, I'm taking the information as it comes in. Like I see the problems that people have. I acknowledge them. I'm just hoping that at the end, it's going to be a story of, yes, he did cheat in the earlier stages, but he after he spoke with chess.com, he gave up that thing and started playing legit. That is the story I'm looking for, right? So I do acknowledge the points people are making, right? And I've seen the videos. I've looked at it and I realized, okay, people are right to say that. How could he not explain his moves, right? You know, like he was sitting down analyzing the moves and he just didn't know what to say. Then he was like, they should turn on the engine, right? That is a problem, you know. So it's not like I'm not seeing. What I'm saying is that I'm hoping, you know. Akwanda, what? Bro, if Akwanda coached me, do you think I'd be in this stage? Akwanda and I play the same opening as Black. That's about it. He plays Candy, I play Candy. That is the only relationship Akwanda and I have. The person who trained me was Edward Thompson. He came. I was in 7th grade. I think I was in class 4 or class 6 at the time, and he came in to teach chess. Unfortunately, okay, just in case. Unfortunately, he didn't get enough support. I was going to attack my school, but unfortunately, he didn't get enough support, so he left. So I didn't really learn a lot from him. So I give him that credit because I would say that he started me off, but majority of the work was done by him. If you understand, because we never got to tactics. Never. I learned the names of the pieces and how they move and how they capture from him. That was what I learned from him. I didn't learn any other thing from him. But it's wrong to say that I don't have a coach. Something like that. Yeah, maybe that's what happened, right? So yeah. I've talked quite a bit. Let's look at the games. I've ranted quite a bit. People joined the stream and I'm sure when they heard me here talking about Hans Niemann, they were like, nah. Yeah, that's my point. So that's why I liked his story, because I was also in that scenario and I wanted to kind of like encourage myself that even though I don't have a coach, I can do well in chess. That was my main argument. So to find out that he's, again, I'm not saying that he is, but to find out that he's cheating makes it look like all that I was believing was kind of false, you know. Yeah. So that's where I stand on that issue. This is going to be an interesting game because this imbalance of pieces is going to be a big deal. But I think he's going to go, you know, these kind of like, I was going to say Caro-Kann structures, but it's not a Caro-Kann per se. These hanging pawn structures is normally like there's a pawn here, there's a pawn here, and there are 2 pawns here. That kind of idea. I think that's what he's going to go for with this. He did have it later on. After the time I started following him, he didn't have a coach. It was later on I realized that like he found some people who helped him at some point. So yes, I do know that he's not like 100% self-taught, but I was of the mindset that he self-taught himself to, I think, either IM level or something like that. To get to the GM level, he had a coach. If I'm correct or wrong. I don't want to speak in certainties because I might be making a mistake. That's why I'm not speaking in certainties. Oh boy. So if the overwhelming evidence comes that he was doing that, then I mean, what else can I say, right? Like I said, overwhelming evidence. I just knew someone was going to mention Kramnik. I guess Kramnik will have a nicer way of going through his work, right? Because he's really spoiling his name in chess. Yeah, it's like people are forgetting the genius he was in chess, and I just see him as like a rambling old man, sort of. I wish he would. I wish he would. I don't like it when people who have a good track record end up messing up, you know? I don't like those stories. So here is one of the ideas. Another good thing is if you can get your knight here, which is going to be a long journey. You have to work backwards to go forwards. Okay, so we have to go here. How else can we get here? We need to come in here. Okay, so 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Oh, Kramnik. If I'm wrong, you always correct me. I looked at his games against Kasparov and how he was using the Berlin. I'm like, bro, Berlin. Okay, so this is a Maroczy bind, but I don't think this is a good Maroczy bind. Maroczy bind is one of those pawn structures you learn, you know. I don't know. White has more space, but I still am on the side of black. Sorry. But if, for example, a move like bishop takes happens, I'm on the side of white. And please don't ask me to explain the advantages of the Maroczy bind. I've forgotten. And I don't play it. I learned how to play it through the Sicilian, and then the King's Indian Defense, yeah. And I liked it because the name was nice, the Maroczy bind, right? That's why I liked it. When I was beginning in chess, I liked some openings because of how they sounded, right? The Maroczy bind, what's this one called again? The Anti-Miran, the Hedgehog. Right, I liked the way some of them sounded. Hedgehog sounded like you're just watching your opponent come in, trying to attack you, and then just give him a counter blow. That's kind of like why I like the Hedgehog. Because Hedgehog, all you do is that you arrange your pawns on the set rank, and it's a very technical opening because you have to know when to break. It's very key to know when to break. It's very key to know when to break in the Hedgehog, and so it's very technical, and I liked it. It's like you are shuffling your pieces. You develop your pieces behind your pawn structure, right? So you move the queen to this diagonal, the knights are like, it's just nice slow maneuvering of your pieces behind the pawn structure. Then when you sense your opponent's weakness, then you go with the pawn break. It's like you just counter jab. I loved it. I loved it with all passion. I love the Hedgehog. But I stopped playing them because I suck at defense. You know, I'm going to start lying a lot when I stream, so that people will think certain things. So guys, by the way, I don't know how to play the London system at all. If you play d4, if I play d4 and you play c5, I have no idea what to do. I just immediately lose the game from there. So please, everyone who plays against me in the London, please, when I play d4, c5 is the way to get me. I hate positional positions. I hate positional positions. If you want to beat me, just move the game into a positional level. I'll make a lot of mistakes and I'll lose. So please, that's how you can beat me. Oh, nothing's happening here. These slow positions. Okay, Ajavon. Ayeyi is the way I'm pronouncing it. Let's look at the game from beginning. E4. Okay, I'm going to stop rambling. This is French, right? A strange advanced French, because you don't usually find the bishop there. Queen takes, bishop e7, bishop d3, b6, queen g4, aggressive, g6. You might even keep your king in the center here, because it seems to be very unsound or unsafe if you are to castle kingside now. There are still ideas of h4, h5 by white, like we've mentioned. If he does it right, sometimes I'm of the mind that until your opponent clarifies that he's castling here, h4, h5 may not be the right idea. Now, the whole significance of this h4, h5 is to trade the pawns first of all, to open up like maybe lines of your rook. Another thing is also, like I said, to weaken this side. Maybe the rook is not even going to be there. And the third thing is that you want to push the pawn to h6 And in the end game, this pawn becomes a very annoying piece because it's just once, like 2 squares away from promoting. And that's the whole idea of it. So you can still go about this whole thing even if the king doesn't castle here. But I am of the mind that you should wait for the king to castle before you go h4, h5. Right? Let your opponent clarify where he wants to be before you go for these committal type moves, right? Because you can't take pawn moves back. Want to look at Nyameba? Nyameba. Mistake. We look at Nyameba briefly. He's playing against Onopite. And I know someone is asking, so if Nyameba and Onopite are playing, who am I supporting? Obviously, I'm supporting Nyameba. I don't like Onopite. I don't like Kennedy. He's my friend, but I want him to lose more than I want him to win. It's for my own pleasure. For my own pleasure. Okay. Where did I leave this game at? No, he played pawn push and the bishop went back. Yeah, this is where we left the game at. So we've had quite a number of moves. F4. Okay, yes, F4 is the move we saw. Then he played B5, right? F takes. So he did play F takes, which was recommended. Then the opponent plays B4. And now, the question is, where do you want to move the queen to? I never actually considered this. Maybe it's a consideration, but I was considering this, right? Because you want to support the knight on this square if possible. Okay, I didn't consider that, but that's exactly what he played. So takes, and now you take bishop takes. I know they've made moves. I just want to think about this for a second. These pawns are not like a threat at this point. How do we get this moving? Is it necessary to keep this guy pinned? I don't know. Rook comes up, targeting the pawn. Not really targeting the pawn, more or less going for e5. Castles, you can't go for e5 now, but you extra pin the knight. The rook has to come in to defend. He moves, attacking the queen. Okay, double attack. Oh, this is so nice. Like these types of moves, these multi-purpose moves are like serious. Like you move here, you're attacking the queen. And it's like, okay, you take, I take, and you still can't take this guy, right? It's so nice. But now he's 1 square away from promoting. If it gets too dicey, he's just going to like sacrifice the rook for the bishop, if he can. Oh, nice. But nice. Oh boy. Nah. Wait, I was liking it, but now I don't like it for some reason. I think you get this pawn for sure. But I don't like the position now for white. Because this move is... I don't know. Do I keep written notes on opening ideas and motifs? I used to. Until I kind of had understood them. Like if there's a opening idea that I have like understood, or at least I know about it to a degree, I don't... It means I can consider it at any point in time, so I don't have it written down. But there was a point in time I used to do that. Okay, this is not going to be like opening motifs, but it's my drawing book from when I was young, right? We've given up the animes, guys. We've given up the animes. Huh? Did I write this thing? It's not this book. Give me a second. What's my... Give me a second. Yeah, so okay, this is not even that good, but like mostly in the past, like whenever I was training, I would do these things with notes like that. Yeah, I used to do these kinds of ideas. If that's what you're asking, this stuff I used to do. But when I got a hang of it, I stopped writing them down. So it's the new things that I write down. But if I have it already, I don't have any notes on them. Did I answer the question? I think the answer is just yes, right? The reason I'm not saying yes, I think it's because I don't have those notes anymore. That's why I'm not saying yes. But if I'm studying anything new, I would have notes on them. I would say that. Okay. I don't like the position for white anymore. I was thinking that white had something, but now I don't think white has anything. Engine agrees. Yeah, once you look at it, pawn push, sort of. Okay, then let's just say yes, I do. Yes, I keep notes of it, right? I'm sort of studying philosophy these days, so I'm very particular. I'm trying to be particular about the things I say, because I realize that a lot of times when we talk, we don't make sense, but we think we do, right? Like when you start learning about semantics, you realize that we don't all understand everything the same way, right? I was asking somebody that who is a friend? Like, by your definition, who is a friend? And the person was like, oh, somebody who's close to you. And of course, I take the Bible's definition, right? So it says that as iron sharpens an iron, so does a friend sharpen the countenance of his own, right? So from what I understand from the Bible, a friend is somebody who can influence you. So that's my definition of a friend. Not somebody I'm close to, but somebody who can influence me. So before I make somebody a friend, I make sure that the person has a good character or something or an attitude that I want, and I get close to that person so that person can influence me in that regard, you know? So we don't all mean the same thing. Semantics. Anyways. Oh boy. Hey, it's hot. Why is Ghana so hot? Yeah. So very good. Namiba is not looking good. He is not looking good at all. But it will be good to like pen things down, right? It's always good to make notes of whatever it is you are trying to learn. Sometimes just by writing it down, it sticks in your head more, right? Yeah, when you write things down, it sticks in your head more. I'm doing a study on theology, and I have a book for like all my notes. So anytime I'm studying something, I just have notes for it. So it's just a good thing to have like notes, right? It's just a good thing to have notes when you're studying. It's generally, I think, a good tip you can use. Jeshron. I think Jeshron was in a good position, right? Oh, this game has devolved into chaos. We left this game at B. Very good. Jeshron just made this move possible. And I know, yes, you might be thinking, oh wait, but if he comes in here, the bishop just takes. Yes, the bishop just takes, but this is a magnifique. Oh, okay. Jeshron just allowed it. Jeshron just allowed it. Okay, that's fine. Oh, that's exactly what we got. Yeah. Queen comes in. Wait. Ah, yes. Okay, that's a nice intermezzo move. But you have to be careful about these kinds of moves, because now I think this can be played, which interferes with you playing this side. Right? But the problem is a future thing. The reason why I'm saying that this move is scary is because this pawn can become a thorn. It's a pass pawn now. There's no pawn that can interfere with it. It's a pass pawn now. Right? You have to be very careful about allowing these things. It doesn't mean that he's losing, but it's not something you want to allow. So bishop to c6, then we have b5. Bishop to c6 is good because you prevent the queen from taking here because the knight is hanging. But I think it allows your opponent to kind of defend here. He plays knight e5. I get his point. So just bishop takes, right? Bishop takes is what you want to do here. Bishop takes, so that now you can keep the bishop here. What's even worse for Jeshurun is this. Look at how powerful this guy is. This is not going to be easy. So we have like b5. Yeah. Okay, now I like black. We're not at the current position, but at this position I pick black. I would play black 1000%. Right? Look, I mean, look at the beautiful things that you have, right? And in some future, this move can be played. This knight cannot just willingly move because the queen is coming in here. Like it's so good for black. I mean, he wants to move the queen anyway, so yeah. What? Why didn't he just attack the rook? It feels off. I don't know. I feel like I don't know about that. Unless, of course, I'm wrong and I'm assuming something, right? Here? Takes. I think he plays pawn takes. But I think we can easily hold this. Okay, maybe. Yeah, we can. We should be able to hold this. We should be able to take the pawn. That's what I'm trying to say. I don't know. Again, I'm enjoying not having to analyze everything. There are too many weaknesses in Jeshurun's position. Too many weaknesses. I don't know why Jeshurun is overcommitting. King comes up, fine, but it's a very passive position for the king. A5, sorry. I mean, if you take, you do have an infiltration square. I'm sure he's expecting queen take. That's why he's kind of like not doing that. How would he take himself? We can trade queens here. No, we can't. We can't trade queens here. Sorry. Now we can't. No, we still can't trade queens. This guy is a problem. Yeah. Yeah, I'm saying yeah to what you said. The bishop was a better piece than the knight on a5. So b4 is a positional mistake. Yeah. It's, I don't know. One move, look, like this is how one move destroys a whole chess game. So if you are playing against like a high rated player, he sees that and he's like, what is this guy doing, right? These are the long-term things that you may not have any idea about. He's trying to provoke his opponent to do the capture rather, right? Because now if queen takes here, then you have problems to deal with. I'm taking black. Let's see if the engine agrees with that. I'm taking black here. I think black is on the winning path. Yeah, minus 0.4, 0.2 is giving it a much more even position. But to be frank, I don't see this to be as even as the engine is saying. Especially from a human's perspective, black looks to be very much ahead. It looks more than a 0.2. Again, maybe it's because of my understanding of chess, but maybe if I'm more skilled, I'll judge this differently. I mean, you could also look at the fact that white has this kind of like control over the d file, and so far white hasn't made any like attempts at trying to gain an advantage, right? White has just been defending all this while. But maybe if white can find a way to maybe like maneuver the knight into this position, maybe he has something he can do, like here. If he can do that, good. Black cannot capture the pawn on d6, so black cannot capture the pawn on d6. Oh, you're saying that if he allows the trade, he can't capture the pawn on d6, so taking the rook is bad. Okay. Yeah, white does control the deep. I was thinking that in that earlier position we could get we could stop it, but maybe not. But white has been playing defensive so far, again, it's not wrong to play defensive. I'm just saying that unless White starts trying to push the envelope, he's going to be in a worse position than this in the time to come. So it may not be over, but if he keeps playing defensively, right now it's warranted that he plays defensively. I'm trying to clarify it very well. Well, it's warranted that he plays defensively, but he has to find a way to get to the point where he's not just defending, because the more he has to try to defend, the worse his position becomes. Yes, definitely, right? We pointed it out very early that this knight would like to get here, not just because the knight is good here, but because if the trade occurs, this is a very good structure for black, right? So it was quite clear. But it seems, I don't know why he played b4. I don't know what he thought would happen when he played b4. I don't know what he was thinking, because everything would let you know that this is where he wants the knight to come to. Like, everything points to it. So b3, like Marigold said, is the like the most obvious move, unless there was something else he saw that we didn't see. Beyond that, I don't get it, right? So I don't know. b4, just let's watch the engine disagree with us as it says b4 is the best move. Okay, it's not the best move. No, the engine is just annoying. You are saying something is bad and the engine is like, no, it's the best move. Yeah. Everything. Before has just been a problem. Hey, Johan, how you doing? Okay. Are you saying he mouse slipped over the board? Kojuaka, is that what you are saying? Is that what you are saying? Is that what you are saying? Look, if you mouse slip over the board, you deserve a slap. I mean, I don't know what you are saying there. I mean, look. The new rule states that you can push to a square even if you take your hand off the piece. As long as you've not hit your clock, you have every opportunity to bring it back. If at this point you are mouse slipping over the board, you deserve to be slapped. I mean, you deserve to be slapped. I lost to a 2100. I was up at night, but I lost because of the h5, h4. Yeah, but that thing is not easy. It's not just plain h5, h4. You really have to understand what you are doing. You really have to understand what you are doing. It's not a straightforward idea. I mean, Johan, it's not just yesterday. We saw someone doing a crazy attack against an IM. An 1800 was decimating a 2200 IM, and the IM still won, right? Exactly what I'm saying. Yeah. At that point, nobody can pity you there. Nobody can pity you at that point. Nobody can pity you at that point. Chess is hard. That is the saying of every chess player ever. I'm yet to find a chess player who says chess is easy. I'll give him a reward. Why good? You've already said chess is hard, so you can't take it back. You and Aka, just because I said I'll give a reward, don't say chess is easy. I've cleared my bases. Chess is easy, said no chess player ever. Yeah. Okay, so now we have what? Has any move been made? What? Wait, what? What? Again, what? I'm confused. What am I missing? Let me do that first. You have to go back. Check. King comes. I don't know. Like, what? If this happens, okay, the king has to go up. This does not make any sense. Wait, I'm not in the chat. Yeah, no, I'm not minding you. Finish Prodigy. Ah, damn it. I should have just said anyone on the stream who changes his mind. Finish Prodigy. Yeah, Finish Prodigy came out of hiding. He said, and I knew I blundered, but there was a first sequence where I had to sack my knight and it was equal and I blundered in the end game. I don't know. Again, if I'm just maybe I'm being too hard on him. Maybe this is just the best, like the best option. I mean, what? Yeah, it's -1. At first it was -0.2, and after all these trades, it's still -1, -1.6. Okay, it's now going to just -1. I don't know why you would allow this. Again, I still think that this position is more than a -1. That's how I see this, but I still think it's more than a -1. Ah, wait. Can Jeshurun just allow his opponent to push? And then get this draw? Is this a draw? Or this is a meet? This is a meet. Imagine losing like this, right? Imagine losing like this. Like, you would never play a chess game for the rest of your life. You would never play a chess game for the rest of your life. Right? If this is how you lose your chess match, you would never. I actually just noticed that the pawns block all the dark squares, and I was like, oh wait, how about we get the rooks in the back rank? Oh, that would be so fun. That would be so fun. Of course, you can stop it. It's not like it's a confirmed something. You can definitely stop it. You can definitely sacrifice a pawn. If you lost, you're going to raise you for 99 years. Ah, yeah. So now begins the torture. And the sequence of moves here is going to be very important because your opponent is 2 moves from castling. This move does not really work, I guess. Yes. So you can push first, but this is also an issue. I think you still play check, and from what we saw, coming in this way is actually detrimental, so you want to go here, then pawn push. Wait, maybe we are overthinking this. I'm thinking this should be good, but it doesn't look to be good. Ah, wait. No, if we do this, this just happens. Yeah. It's not enough. It may not be enough. It may not be enough. I'm trying to figure out the way we go. You don't need anything to say that C pawn be a problem. Definitely. I don't know if this is the right way to start. Like, the problem is dealing with this guy, right? Okay, so you play rook c1. But if you try and go slow, your opponent just comes in this way. So where's the advantage? Oh, is it just forgetting about the pawn? No, it's not this. Okay, I don't think it's that straightforward like I thought. I still do believe it's winning, but I don't think it's as straightforward as I thought. The king might have to come out. Might. Rook e2. Yeah, we did look at that. Prior to him coming in this way. Okay, I was looking at it after the rook has come in here. So you don't have to go with this threat. You can go immediately and now you're targeting this. Yeah, I think that's much better. Yeah. So okay, right idea, wrong execution for me. I mean. Yeah, so it's not about promoting, it's about gaining, and he sees it. Yeah. He sees it properly. Look. This is sometimes why sometimes for me chess is annoying. A move like this can destroy your whole life, right? A move like this, just this move. And there are books that analyze why one move. This is why sometimes when I'm playing like the London system, right? When I'm playing the London system, and this is why when I'm playing the landing system and this happens, I sometimes, sorry, I'm not supposed to play this move. This, I always conclude that like this is like almost always winning for white. Like again, like there are many ways you can do things, but it's like these types of positions are just like I'm just b4. I was really hoping Jeshon would win this one. It's so sad, yeah, Johan. It's just one move. Like sometimes I you know, when you're playing fighting games, even if you get comboed and like 80% of your life is gone, you still have a chance of bouncing back. But sometimes it's like chess. It's if your opponent is decent and you make certain kinds of inaccuracies, not mistakes, inaccuracies, it just messes you up, and I don't like that. Of course, just such a zero-sum game. But I mean, this is something that King G7. Oh yeah, King G7 makes perfect sense. I don't know what I'm saying. We are winning like almost 3 points. 1, 2, and one of these two are going to are definitely off. Like he wants to come in here, but this is all you need. I think that's what we do now. We just take, right? Yeah, rook takes e3. But let's hope beyond hope that he can do that. Oh, Jeshon. Once again, another move that Jeshon will never forget for the rest of his life. b4. Another move that Jeshon will never forget for his life. For his life. b4. I'm sure there's somebody in the chat who is like, what does this guy mean? I mean, if you are in the chat and you can see how b4 is not that big of a deal, we would really love to hear your opinion, right? And I don't mean this in a derogatory way. Like, I really want to know how you can make something out of this position. Of course, I don't think b4 is conclusively what destroys everything. I do believe it's a decent reason why black has a better position. But if you do know, would like to know, because I see b4 as like the game ending mistake. I mean, even here, I felt like here black could do, like white actually had a point, because like white just seemed to not know what to do here. But anyways, it's fine. Which will never happen. I mean, these guys don't let go. Especially if you've had a bad tournament. How many wins? How many points does he have? 3. Yeah. He wants to win this at all costs. As always, guys, remember to subscribe, follow. It really does help me out. Quick plug. That's all. And I mean, this is. So we are taking here. Wait. Am I overthinking it? So let's say we take here. That our opponent does have this move, right? What do we do then? Okay, we have check here and then this. So that's fine. Yeah. You have to be sure before you play something. Do you think he could have just waited? Again, I don't think his position was that bad over here. I think it's when he decided to go for that trade. I think that's what killed him. No, not even this. When he allowed this, I think this is what exactly killed him. Maybe even taking here, I think is what could have messed him up. I think this is what could have messed him up. Yeah, I feel bad for Jeshron. Like, he started so well and he's had many good chances, but the finishing power, right? It's not just about getting a good position, it's about how to finish it as well. Right? So I mean, all in all, he still played impressive chess. We can't take that away from him. I just wanted him to leave the tournament at 1700. So that I can take those 18 points. Oh boy. Yeah. Okay, that's another way to go about it. But it still doesn't really stop it, does it? Okay, in a sense. I think maybe you come in this way. Oh no, this checkmate. What am I saying? That was dumb. Okay, wait, we have chances. The b4 move created chances for black on the queen side, yeah. So that's the move that black was praying for, yeah. Wait, there might be chances for white. Let's not count him out yet. I just realized that Johan's messages come like 30 seconds after I've spoken about something. Because I long ago said this is meat, and it's like it's now his message is coming. Johan, how's the past looking? Let me tell you what's going to happen 30 seconds from now. Oh boy. But yeah, you're right. Rook h7 is mate, yeah. So there's chances here. So if we do take here, wait. Could we do this? No, it's not working. 30 seconds later, I see. Yeah, but again, these rook end games are sometimes some way. I don't know if there's something else you can do rather than going straight forward for this. Because we need this guy captured. How about in this position we go this way? If our opponent comes in, we can go for takes, either here or here. Maybe here is better. Then takes, we can come in here. Check, we can come in here. If you use this same guy, we'll just run this way. But if you come in with this guy, we can come in here. Maybe. I don't know how correct that is. Yeah, if we can get rook takes f4, but I don't know how we'll get it. It feels like this move is too strong. So I'm trying to figure out a way we can get this king safe from this f-file attack, and maybe we are fine. I don't know. Let's see. So it says we can take. Then our opponent goes rook c7. And then we go rook a2, check. Still doesn't. Ah! Oh, rook a2 check makes sense. Wait. So let's say we go in this way. Now we want to come in this way with our rook, right? Oh, rook f3. Oh, goodness. I'm so bad at chess. I was thinking that we are going to use the mate threat, right? So I was thinking that we are going to go somewhere like here, allow our opponent to take, go something like this, check something like this, right? And then we are still threatening me. That's what I was thinking. But it's just a means of, because if you do go for this, like if you do go for this move and your opponent does not stick to this guy and go something like here, this is checkmate. Oh, the viewers are looking at me. Oh boy. Feels embarrassing. Yeah. Yeah. Rook takes f4 is bad. You know? Okay. It's not necessary. This may be a mistake. This may be a mistake because now you can't go for that whole idea that the engine mentioned. This may definitely be a mistake. Because the rook was far off here, which was what helped. Finally, you feel like you're better than me, definitely. Oh boy, I have to study. This at this point, I think white is either drawn, if not better. Nah, because you are losing this guy, I can't say you are drawn. I think I can't say better. I think white is drawn. I think white is back in this. Let's watch the engine disagree with me. Are we all ready? Are we all ready for the engine to disagree with me? The engine disagrees with me still. So let's see how the engine tries to solve it this time. So now it says rook d3 check. King e2. What? Then check here again. Then rook d2. Then rook d3. Is this a fortress type of thing? Because all the engine is recommending is that we keep going back and forth, and yet it's saying -3. Okay, let's go back again. And now rook takes g3. Oh, again. Yes. It is. And no, wait, but what about this? You can't just take. So, yes. It's still possible. Oh boy, I hate endgames. I have hanged my I'm going to stop analyzing this position because it seems that no matter what, black can actually take here. I was thinking that because now the rooks are too close together, coming going for this pawn may not be plausible, but it's actually very possible because of how well the rooks work together on the same rank. Okay, so it's still over, but it depends on black. If black is thinking like me, then it's a draw. So let's hope that black is thinking like me. Go back to rook f3 check. Here, right? This one. This one. Is it here you are speaking about? I don't think it's just you. It depends. When my internet is very okay, I see your messages in like 5 seconds. But when my internet starts delaying a bit, that's what happens. So if my internet delays and your internet delays and our powers combined, you can be 1 minute behind. I'm usually 1 minute behind when I'm watching live streams. Once in a while, then you can tell how long it takes by the time your message appears on the screen. Like when you send a message and it appears on the screen, you can tell how long it takes. Why would you play rook takes f4 here? That doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. Yours about 15 seconds. Oh, okay. I don't know. Is this passing? I don't get. Kojak, you have to give me the line there because rook takes f4 does not make much sense. After king e2. What? Wait, let me go back. So after rook, you play takes here. Why? You knew that before and you noticed it now? I mean, I always knew I'm behind, but what is this? Yours also 30 seconds, never mind. I'm dropping frames, so I understand where you guys are coming from. After taking the g3 pawn, okay, let's go. You would play here, bro. That's suicide. The rook is too close. If the rook was a bit further, then this move makes sense. Let's just see the engine disagree with me. The engine agrees with me. Oh boy. Maybe it's another position you're talking about. Maybe it's another position you're talking about that I'm taking the wrong way. Because what the engine is actually suggesting is that I think it's check here. Or how did it do it? It had this way of doing it, which I can't remember, but it's fine. Let's leave this position to the experts. We who suck. Oh, Bernard, I'm disappointed. All you had to do was crush him. All you had to do was crush him. And you weren't able to. Wait, how did this game devolve into this? Oh, so this rook move is actually a blunder. He was winning until he played this rook move, which is very funny. Oh yeah, before you seen this position, yeah, before it, yeah, we at this point we knew that was a loss. Yeah, at this point we knew. Oh, I could. Odeon is playing white, black. I thought if he was playing white, I would love to watch his game because we've seen that he's a London enjoyer, and every London system enjoyer is a friend of mine. I mean, if he's first, all that. You know, I still don't know if it's Onopite. I don't know if that's how you pronounce his name. I just say Kennedy, but I just like saying Onopite because it sounds powerful, right? But I mean, it depends on the results here, right? It depends on these guys and their play. I'm sure whenever he hears me mentioning his name, he cringes. I'm going to actually start saying it in a West tone just to piss him off even more. Look, the day I beat this guy, I will mention it every single day. It will be on every single video. Even if the opening doesn't involve how I beat. Let's say I beat him with the London system and I'm analyzing a game where the English was played. I'll be like, this game reminds me of that game I played against Kennedy or Rupite. And I played this wonderful line and I beat him. It doesn't matter if I'm playing white, I'm playing black. It doesn't matter. I'm just going to keep referencing the game for the next 1 year. So he has to make sure he doesn't lose to me. Yeah, we know there's a problem with these two boards. Let's go to Ortega again, who's always down on time. Wow, there's a lot more games you played. We're on move 16 and he's down 8 minutes. He's down to 8 minutes. I don't know how he's going to get to time control, but I'm be sure if the engine likes his position though. Yeah, engine likes his position, obviously. Yeah, so if he even draws this game, he's past Kennedy. Whereas even if he's on the same mark as Kennedy. Oh no, he hasn't played Kennedy. Okay. I was going to use head to head, but if it's not Kennedy, then that's fine. Abdul Rahman Akintoye. Without much consideration, I like white. Are we just going to get like some knight h4 with e4? I reject Kennedy being first. The only okay, he has played one landing system, so I can't reject it. Maybe he plays Mariano. Mariano played black, so he has to play white. He has to play the landing in his next game as white. That is all I want him to do. The next round is today at 3. But I will, as always, be late for that. Would it be a good idea to play 95, force the trade, and then go bishop takes? The game seems to be ending faster these days. Sorry, today, not these days. Hey, my God, these people, the sisters, they're very funny. Anyways, okay. Yeah, they are tied, but of course, it's not set in stone yet. If he wins this, I think both he and Abdul Rahim, right? We can look at the standings briefly, right? They are all tied. There's a joint. I mean, they all have to lose, I guess. Oh wait, no. Oh no, he's at 4.5, so he's not first. Some people are at 5.5. Oh, the previous winner is he's too far behind. He has to win his 2 games. He drew against Akintoye, so head to head doesn't work there in terms of tie breaks. Let's see if Jason's opponent has made a mistake. I'm listening to a funny song, that's why. Rook takes back. This is a draw. He's a defending champ. Mariano has won it the most. That's what I'm trying to like. I keep making that mistake. Oh, I was saying that it's a tie. Sorry. These guys are. This doesn't do anything. He's just going this way. So guys, now we are giving a new name to the B pawn. The B pawn is the better not push it pawn. If ever forget about it pawn, B is the better not push it pawn. Okay, it has to be a longer statement. Better not push it when the knight is on A5 and can move to C3. C4 pawn, right? So the B pawn stands for the better not push it if there's a knight on A5 that can move to C4 pawn. C4 square, sorry. Oh, I see white's mistake here. Ideally, you should just come back here. And this gives chances. Of course, you are still losing. But he comes in this way and this just clarifies the whole thing. It's too loud. At this point, he can resign. Takes here, check here. You can always come back and come in. It's no problem. And now it's just one rook, so it's not doing anything. Oh yeah, we look at this position. This is the Maroczy-bind position. Yeah, this, if I'm not so sure, but if I record this, how you are expected to play the Maroczy-bind, like this, getting this pawn push in so that this can come in. I think the idea is that you want to, one of the good squares for the knight is this square or here, something like that. Yeah, so we can see that he's supporting this idea. Hey, Lexus, how you doing? Positionally not so good, but performance-wise they are doing very well. Especially Jestron, he's performing above his level. It's just clear that there are certain points of his game that are weaker, or certain understandings of the game that he's weaker at. But concerning how I know him to play, he's definitely doing better. I think Bernard has a decent result. I think Bernard is at 3 or 4. Yeah, he's at 4, so Bernard is doing quite well. So why does he create this hole? Of course, he forces the queen to move away, but because I mean, you can't get to this square. Planet Chess Club. Hey, what's up? I know the name. Planet Chess Club. How you doing? TKBSFX. Your name is so confusing. Have a good stream. Hey, thanks. You have to work? Hey, all the best. It's 11 a.m. here, so I'm working. Are you recording? Hey, thanks for the raid. TK. Welcome everyone from TK stream. I'm Mason, this PM Chess. Ah, yes. We are. You know, there are days I question myself that of all the sports that exist in the world, why did I pick chess? which is torture, complete torture. Yeah, so this is the Zone 4.2 West African Chess Championships. So it's just a specific number of countries that are eligible to play in this tournament, and Ghana is one of them. So we are looking mostly at the Ghanaian games, but we are also looking at the other games that exist, because I have people I have to laugh at as well. I'm from Ghana, yes. So we just have 2 more years. Two more rounds. We have 1 more round after this, and then that ends the whole tournament. So unfortunately, Ghana, we are not at the high boards. We are not at the top 10. But performance-wise, like knowing the chess players that are in Ghana and their skill level, at least my understanding of their skill level, I think they are doing quite well. Yeah. So if you want to hear fascinating names, you are in the right place, because even I can pronounce the names. But there are some players that, yes, I do like, and I'm looking at them. Oh yeah, someone followed. Thank you so much for the follow. I do appreciate that. Ilya, I think that was the name. We're looking at which game? Oh, you do? Nice. But you're not African, are you? If you do know them, that's quite impressive. It means you are very, is the word, abreast with quite a number of chess players. I would take with the bishop. Oh, you are? Oh, nice. Which country? Oh, I'm sure TK has left the chat. I forgot.